Evet, merhabalar. Hoş geldiniz. Herkese iyi akşamlar. Welcome everyone. Good morning, good night, or good morning, wherever you are. Our lesson is starting in a bit. Sorry if we waited for too long. Merhaba Vio. Seni tekrar burada görmek çok güzel. Also, about my voice, about the volume of my voice, I figured the problem it was using a different device, but this should be the main device. If this is too loud for you, if you can't hear me clearly, you can click on my name in the channel and you can increase the volume. I can't use the other device. The other one is, I know, maybe higher, but it's the wrong device. So that's what we have to stick with. But you can always increase it by clicking on my name. Right click if you're on a computer. There should also be an option on a phone. Okay, teşekkürler Mehmet. Some people say it's low, and I agree that it can be low for them. I tested before the stream, before the lesson. The other microphone is a webcam's microphone, but it's also it picks up too much background noise. That's why I can't use it. This one has a filter. Anyway, great. Yeah, so maybe it's something on your end, so you can increase it yourself. And anyway, so thank you for the feedback and welcome again. Today we will talk about how to talk about old habits. That will be our subject. Bugün eski alışkanlıklardan nasıl bahsederiz? Bu konu hakkında konuşacağız. Öncelikle, firstly, we will go over this lesson plan. I will talk about the prerequisites, the things you need to know before this lesson in order to understand this lesson. And it will be about the vowel harmony, which is in Turkish called ünlü uyumu, basic tenses, verbal adverbs with the can suffix. And then I will explain the grammar behind I used to do in Turkish, and we will use the ardı suffix. I will explain the R and the separately, and I will also explain what they mean when they are combined. And I will give you example sentences. And in the delights of Turkish, that's something I call it. It's like interesting fun facts and reminders or warnings for you. Like warnings on not to use this in every case. There are some cases where you need to be careful with. And then we will do practice if we have time. If not, we will do the practice on Monday. I don't plan to extend this lesson more than 1 hour and at least 15 minutes as an extra time. Okay, so quick reminder on this can suffix. When you use it with verbs, it means while. And when you use it with nouns, it means when. So examples. Let's use it with gelmek. Ben gelirken. While I'm coming. And ben çocukken. When I was a child. Let me make this not bold. So, gelmek is a verb, and I use it aorist. So, gelirken, while I'm coming, and when I was a child. In this lesson, we will use this second use. We will use it with nouns, because with verbs it means something else. We will not use it. I can give another example. Uyumak. Ben uyu. And yet let's use the future tense just to show you another tense. Ben uyuyacakken. It's like as I was about to sleep, something happened. Ben uyuyacakken bir şey oldu. And again, ben evdeyken. When I was at home. When I use it with evdeyken, with to be, I again translate it as when I was at home. So what we are going to need in this lesson, again saying it like this, ben evdeyken. So that's it. And finally, the grammar behind I used to and ardı. Let me bring this table again. You can see the basic tenses. The grammar behind used to is basically combining two basic tenses. For example, we have the here and we have are. What we do with for I used to, putting aorist with past tense the. So like this. You connect them, you combine them, and it becomes ardı, which means used to. That's the idea behind it. You can combine the basic tenses to make new other meanings. And you can use the same for other tenses. You can also combine the past tense with continuous, like yapıyordu. You can also do it like this. Yapıyordu. And you can even combine it with acak. Yapacaktı. I'm not going to draw it. It's going to look confusing. But what I am saying is, you can combine the past tense like with acak, with continuous, and with are. But you can also combine it with mış. But this time, mış goes to the. We don't say yaptımmış, we say yapmıştı. All of them are called advanced tenses. We did lessons on advanced tenses like yapıyordum, yapacaktım, yapmıştım. They all mean different things. If you are curious, you can go back to the Google Drive and read the notes. For now, we are going to stick with only these. Ardı. We are going to stick with ardı. Yes, Vio. Today, we will only study aorist and past. I want to keep it simple. I don't want to put too much things in one lesson, so I keep things separate. Yes, if you do it more, it will be 2 hours lesson. I want to keep the lesson short and efficient. Example sentences. And since the grammar is already explained, we can use examples. And that's why the lesson was aimed for elementary and intermediate levels, because there are some vocabulary and some other conjugations. If you are confused with any of these examples, please just ask. I will try to explain it. But for now, I will assume you know what the words mean. Like this. Çocukken arkadaşlarımla saklambaç oynardım. But before I move, I will actually ask you what that means. So you can answer without spoilers. Just type in chat, what does that mean? Eskiden sigara içerdim, artık içmiyorum. Nanagyo, don't bother with spoilers for now. I mean, it is good that you are using spoilers, but you can simply just type it. It's up to you. So, yeah, don't worry about spoilers for now. So yes, that's what it means. Eskiden sigara içerdim. Artık içmiyorum. Eski is our word for old, but for non-human things, non-living beings. So, eski zamanlarda, in the old times, in the past, I used to smoke. Sigara içmek is how we say to smoke. If we translate it literally, the main meaning of içmek is to drink. So in Turkish, we drink a cigarette. But in the other definitions, it's also to smoke. So, sigara içerdim. Eskiden, as I explained, it actually stands for eski zamanlarda, in the old times. Back in the day, maybe. And artık here means anymore. Artık içmiyorum. Artık can mean positive and negative, but this time it's used in the negative sentence. But the meaning is actually positive. Not smoking is good. But what I mean is, artık can mean anymore, or it can mean from now on. Artık yapmayacağız. We will not do that anymore. Or artık müzik botumuz var. Like from now on or now we have a music bots. Artık can mean from now on and anymore. Two different meanings, but it is the same word. And our second example. Çocukken arkadaşlarımla saklambaç oynardım. So go ahead and also translate that. Çocukken arkadaşlarımla saklambaç oynardım. So the ken suffix is used with çocuk, which means child. So it's when. When I was a kid, when I was a child, I would play hide and seek with my friends. Yes, all of your answers are correct. When I was a child, or when I was a kid, I used to play hide and seek. Yes, that's saklambaç. Or, Tamam, let's move to our next word, next sentence. İstanbul'da yaşarken sahil kenarında yürürdüm. So in some cases, if the context allows you to use can with verbs, you can use it, but I want to keep it simple, so I change this to İstanbul'da yaşarken. Instead of saying yeah, that's complicates the translation. İstanbul'dayken. Oh, all of the things went away, yeah. İstanbul'dayken How about this? İstanbul'dayken I removed the verb. Sahil kenarında yürürdüm. Yes, when I removed the verb, it's simply when and when I was in Istanbul. And sahil is like seaside, and kenar is like, from our prepositions lesson, is like the edge or corner of something. So on the corner of the seaside, like on the seaside simply. You can also simply say sahilde yürürdüm or deniz kenarında yürürdüm. Let's change this actually to deniz kenarı to make this more logical. Deniz kenarında yürürdüm. On the seaside. Now that's technically and literally on the seaside. On the corner of the sea. Okay? When I was living or when I was in Istanbul, I used to walk on the seaside. Yes. And next sentence. Let's try that one. Lisede arkadaşlarım ile çok iyi anlaşırdım. Lise. The pronunciation of this is tricky. Some people say lise, like they extend the e, lise. Some people say lise. You should stick with lise, not lise. So, and lise or lise means high school. And no, Jasmine, that's a different sentence. That's not what the Turkish sentence means. It's a different sentence. Anlaşmak. It comes from anlamak, to understand, and the eş is the cooperative suffix, so anlaşmak, understand each other in the sense of getting along with each other. So I used to get along, like I used to be good friends with them. Yes, when I was in high school, I got along with my friends. Exactly. So, tamam. And let's have our final sentence, final example. Eskiden, the same word again, eskiden filmleri altyazı ile izlerdim. Film, in English, film could be different things, but in Turkish, film is simply movie. Altyazı, literally, like yazı is a text, and alt is like, something that is below, something that is underneath. So underneath text. If that makes sense, subtitles is called underneath text in Turkish because now you can change this position of subtitles in some players, but in the standard way, in the usual way, subtitles goes at the bottom of the sentence, so they are under the movie. Exactly. So that's why we call them alt yazı. If you put it on the top of the screen, you can call it üst yazı, but No one does that. No one says that. It's always alt yazı. Okay. Eskiden, in the past, back in the day, filmleri altyazı ile izlerdim. I used to watch movies with subtitles in the past, but I don't do that anymore. And question, are closed caption and subtitles the same in Turkish? Yes. Mhm. When you go to YouTube, the closed caption option is called altyazı. We don't have a separate word for closed caption. And personally, I don't know the difference. I think the closed caption is also for, environmental sounds like birds chirping, metal clanking, door opening. Yes, as I guessed, it's for deaf people, for people with hearing disability. In Turkish, we don't have a separate word for this. It is just altyazı. And do we have to use the accusative case in these sentences? Aux, yes. You can't say eskiden filmler altyazı ile izlerdim. But it's not about this "ardı" suffix. It's about the position of the filmler. It's difficult. I can't explain it in full details for now. In this sentence, in this order, filmler needs to be used in the accusative case. Thank you everyone for coming to our lesson. Thank you for staying with us for 1 hour and 20 minutes. See you next time. Herkese iyi akşamlar. Sonra görüşürüz.